Thank you very much for Jackson joining me here on the pod tonight. We will switch over out of the baseball realm, get back to what we know and love here, small school football. And now we're talking about a new man in charge for New Mexico Highlands, a team that admittedly we haven't talked too much about on here. That may have been because of their struggling schedule, at least these in recent history. That might change under this man here, head coach now over there for New Mexico Highlands. That's Coach Kurt Taufa'asau. He's now one of only, I believe, 2 Polynesian head coaches at the Division II level across America. So that is a pretty sweet stat in itself. But other than that, this is an extremely qualified individual who's heading up this program, this Division II squad. He was the ACC FCA. I know it's a hell of an acronym. I'm going to break it down. Don't worry. That is the American Community College Football's Coaches Association. So everyone knows like the AFCA. It's the community college version of that. There you go. You got it. Anyways, he was their coach of the year in 2021. He won a national championship while he was coaching junior college. He played and coached at New Mexico Military Institute, right? So that's his previous school. That's where he's coming to Highlands from. And like I said, he played there. But then after he played there at the community college or the junior college level, he went and moved on to play at Wyoming. And then to the NFL, he had stints with the Raiders, the Titans, and the Colts. So a guy that yes, has a prolific coaching career and has done a lot of great things at the college level, albeit at a different level of college football. The dude also played it, right? And he has the experience and from different levels of football, all the way from that junior college level, now moving to D2, but he's been at the D1. He's been at the NFL level, most importantly. It seems to me that this guy has a wealth of knowledge and experience behind him, and there was a lot of great outpouring support for this guy to come and head up this program. Now, coming from New Mexico Military Institute, he led the Bronco football program the past 3 seasons, 27-10 overall, 15-6 in conference play, and they went 12-1, won that championship in 2021. So he started his career there, and then went on, like I said, to Wyoming. Started out coaching-wise at the high school level and returned back to his, I don't know if you can call it an alma mater at junior college. But he returned there, and that's where he's been ever since. So he is making that move over there officially, and I think another wrinkle that makes this story somewhat even more compelling and more interesting. Forgive me, I got a sneeze coming on. I can just feel it. Allergies have been fighting me, so if I randomly just blast one here in a second, forgive me. But what makes this story a little bit more interesting here than your typical head coach announcement or something of that nature is that the school, New Mexico Highlands, they identified their 3 finalists for the head coaching vacancy. All 3 of the interviews were available for literally anybody to watch on Zoom. So I didn't. Maybe I should have. I didn't. But I could have just gone onto my phone, computer, whatever the hell, desktop, whatever you're watching on, and you could just pull up these Zooms and tune in immediately to watch these guys interview live in front of the committee. And that is something I don't believe we've seen much of, if any of, in college athletics, to my knowledge. And it's something that might change the landscape a little bit. I won't lie. New Mexico Highlands, they in this article by Football Scoop, shout out to those guys. There's some great information here. But they say here, in a move, quote, in a move to make every FBS AD blush, they've identified all 3 finalists. So they're saying, in that remark there, they're basically saying, like, FBS, they don't do that. They're not identifying publicly. They don't do that. They pick their guy and then they get to run with that guy, and that's the announcement that's made. So that's already one thing they're doing that's a little bit different. Then in a move, they says again, quote, in a move to make sure every FBS AD requires a defibrillator, the school will interview all 3 in a public forum. So I think it's just kind of poking fun at the idea of like the transparency of this is something that we haven't seen the level of this, the likes of this done at any level before. And when it comes to an FBS or a higher level football program, you could never even imagine them having this level of transparency and letting their constituents, their audience, their viewers and fans in on that level, into this interview process. And I think, just these kind of remarks, it goes to show like this could probably scare a lot of larger institutions that maybe have their own things and own processes, whatever the hell the word is, that they do behind the scenes. I think this is a really cool level of transparency. I don't think we'll see this at any big schools, but who knows? Maybe this has some fans and people calling for that to be the case. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, they split the interviews up into 3 different days. They all took place from 11:30 to 12:30 local time, and they were in the sub 320 governance room. Those who can't attend can follow along via Zoom. So, by the way, if you were, say you were around New Mexico Highlands, you could just show up. You could just say, hey, first come, first serve. Come grab yourself a chair. Come listen to potentially who could be the new man leading our football program over here. And you know what? If you can't join in, maybe you're across the pond, just hop on a Zoom link. Public access, baby. Let's get in on this thing. Pretty cool, man. I think it is really neat. And definitely worth mentioning. The other two finalists there, it was, Justin Richter and Darren Jackson. Richter, I'm hopefully pronouncing that correctly. He was the head coach, or is the head coach at Sterling College, and they've struggled the last couple of years. He was the DB's coach at Colorado Mesa, so has a little bit of RMAC experience. And the other guy was, Richter, is the defensive backs coach and special teams coordinator at West Texas A&M. I'm talking about Jackson was the one at Sterling College. I got him mixed up. Richter is the defensive backs coach, special teams coordinator at West Texas A&M, and he previously spent 6 seasons as the defensive coordinator at Missouri Western. So, really good experience between MIAA and the Lone Star Conference. A dude who's got coordinator level experience at both of those positions. They obviously really like Coach Kurt and what he brought to the table, because that seems like a pretty good resume right there. But it's, not a job that has had a lot of security, historically, I think is the word I'm looking for. He is the program's 13th head coach since the year 2000. And the Cowboys have only enjoyed 2 winning seasons during that span. One coach has lasted longer than 3 seasons. He lasted 4. Everyone else has been less than 3 years. Gone. You're starting to see more and more of that at the college level, right? I think, 10, 15 years ago when I was just a wee lad, you saw college coaches come in and bring in their staff and start to bring in their guys and really sell this idea of, we need 4 or 5 years to really get our guys that we endorse and recruit these guys and get in here and develop them from day one and get them to be those upperclassmen, those junior and seniors and redshirt seniors, right? You're going to redshirt a whole class. And then when it came to year 4 and year 5, then the seat underneath you started to have flames on it if you still sucked. But now what we've seen is just the opposite, right? You're getting 2, maybe 3 years, and you're just going to start having some of those hard questions thrown across the table at you. I think a big part of that is because of the transfer portal and because there are opportunities and there are options to get in that immediate play now talent. You don't have to bring in a full class and redshirt everybody when you can go out and just poach players from teams around you or teams, get guys from higher or lower levels regardless. But that's the scoop on the new head coach over at Highlands. But I will transition and segue over to our NAIA portion of the conversation here with Matt Schwarzman.